Welcome to the Camcast podcast. I think we're going to go with that name because in my first episode, I didn't know what to call it. But here we're joined with Tina Hunt. Now, if you don't know who Tina is a dear friend of mine, and we have known each other for how long now?
Oh my God, years. But I know that friendship was based on hatred.
Yeah.
Mutual hatred, I should say. Not for each other, but mutual hatred.
So her and I used to work at this Navy Exchange mall. We sold jewelry from different companies. And then she worked for a jewelry company that sold the same jewelry that we did. But you know what? I think after that, we realized we should not hate each other. We should be best friends.
Yes, exactly that. Because we hated the same exact thing.
We did. Those customers were trash.
Yeah. They were not. No. Every single time, every day, there would be that one lady who would just take it way too far over gold. So...
Yeah, we sold like Hawaiian gold jewelry,
Yeah.
and the customers that came in, they were basically just military wives.
Yeah.
They were military wives that
Didn't have anything else to do.
no, they just wanted to buy kitschy gold jewelry, and we're like, sure,
Yeah.
and why not?
And give you a hard time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and give you a hard time.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to catch up with Tina today because it was her and I that began this entire vlogging series on YouTube. Years. Oh God, has it been 2 years? I think
It's been 2 years for sure.
For 2 years. And it was during COVID when everyone was locked down and I had to do like distance learning. And this is how this whole thing started, by the way. And you can find all those videos at howardcam.com. But we did this whole distance learning thing. I'm like, you know what? I'm so tired of doing these lessons. I'd rather talk about stuff that makes me happy, I guess.
Yeah.
And the first thing we talked about was, I think it was cancel culture.
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
my God, that's been a while, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
And I'll be honest, like I had no idea what cancel culture was. And I'm like, you need to explain to me what cancel culture is.
God.
How do we feel about it now, though?
I mean, is it really as prominent as it used to be? I don't know. Like, actually, there's been I remember in TikTok, there's a couple of people who do cancel culture, and they got canceled themselves for doing cancel culture.
Yeah, I didn't.
It's cynical. So
Yeah, I didn't understand it at the time. That's like, oh, well, someone did something stupid, so we're supposed to like not listen to them. But I mean, good God, we elected a moron.
true. Yeah. Yeah.
We elected a complete moron in 2008. What, 16?
Something like that.
18?
Yeah.
16, I think.
I think it's 16.
The orange one.
Yeah. That's all you need to know. The orange,
the orange
one.
one. And it was, but I think looking back on that now, like we are good at self-monitoring and self-regulating to an
Yeah.
extent. Like if you don't want to see something, you're not going to watch it.
Yeah. I think also, it's just it's almost like we're a fake persona of ourselves now.
Right. Like I watch a lot of YouTube reels and like TikTok and I look at it, I'm like, it's the same nonsensical thing. Like let's talk a little bit about that because I see my students a lot
Okay.
and they're on TikTok and they're doing all these videos and I'm like, where is the good TikTok that's like, show me a video of you getting straight A's.
No. They do these TikTok dances now, right? That's the thing.
There was a trend though, and we were worried for a while in school where people were stealing stuff or like, they threatened to like throw a pie in a teacher's face. A student,
What?
yeah. So a student showed me that. He goes, Mr. Cam, what do you think if I throw a pie in your face? And I said something to him to the effect of, I would probably slam your head in this table.
And he would deserve it.
You would.
He would absolutely deserve it. Where the hell did this trend come from?
I don't know. I think they think it's popular, but I think students should realize I am not that kind of teacher that doesn't fight back. I am all about fighting back.
I would like to respond to that
Yeah,
with my fist.
Yeah, it's like, oh, did you think that was a good idea to throw that at me? All right. Okay, mofo, here we go. Let me show you what I got.
Yeah.
But a lot of teachers get bulldozed because they are, they're soft. They you know what it is? Because in college they get taught to be gentle. Then they come to high school, they're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's too much.
Yeah. Like, have you ever experienced any of that? Like when you go into the workforce and you're like, you're expecting one behavior and you're getting another from like, oh no, I want to talk about some of your customers.
Oh God. Okay,
Yeah,
let's go there.
Let's go to that.
Let's go there.
Let's talk about that. Like okay. Ugh. I don't know why that wasn't silenced. I'll have to edit that out. Let's talk about some of your customers.
Okay.
Let's talk about some of the customers that you think are pulling some kind of weird attitude, because that has to come from somewhere. Like students who do stupid TikTok videos eventually become older adults.
Older
maybe,
adults. Yep.
that do dumb shit.
That procreate and then reproduce, and it keeps going and going.
Let's talk about the dumb shit that you've encountered.
You know, it's not so much. I mean, their attitudes are dumb. You know what I mean? But like, the ones that really get to me are just the absolute evil ones.
Oh,
Those are the awful ones. Like, there was this one guy, who wanted to put his dog down because he wanted to get back at his ex-wife,
that's gross.
and immediately we were like, no,
Yeah.
no, and he was just volatile, like just the worst human being you could ever experience.
Let's tell the audience what do you do now? Obviously, we don't sell jewelry anymore.
No, I don't.
That was a time and time ago.
Yeah.
We have done many things since then. What are you doing now?
I work at an animal hospital.
Okay.
So I'm a receptionist slash I do their social media. And I play with puppies all day.
And this dipshit wanted to put his dog down to get back at his
ex-wife.
What kind of evil person does that shit?
I don't know. I really don't know. And it sucks because in Hawaii, animals are not really protected. Like,
What?
we like to say that they are, but there's not a lot of laws to protect animals.
Wait. Okay. Wait. Look. No. I don't want to. Yeah. Let's talk about that a little more.
Okay.
Animals are not protected here.
I don't think so. I mean, so like for one instance, hunting dogs, they're allowed to be here, even though strategically what you have to do is starve the dog, basically, and you have to introduce it to pretty much violence, right? Because it's hunting the pig.
So they're bloodthirsty.
Yeah, and that will continue on. There's no litigation against it.
Jesus Christ.
It sucks. Yeah.
Why? Oh God, so that took a weird turn. I'm like, let's talk about shitty customers, and then these dogs are being starved to death.
Yeah.
Ladies and
Welcome to
gentlemen-
the Camcast.
Yeah.
Dogs are being starved to death.
Oh, this got super dark, right? I don't know how to take that. Like, I don't know how to transition out from that or
Yeah.
segue from that to that.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's talk then about the evil that people do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't really know where it comes from because, when you think about animals, you think they're so helpless, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
there's nothing better than to be around them and to help them. But like to be around somebody like that, that guy, that was pretty harsh.
Where's the lack of empathy? How does a person
Yeah.
lose empathy over time is what I'm saying. How do they what happens where they just like saying, I want to just murder this dog because I hate my ex.
I mean, so that goes back to, is it the environment or, is it biology, right?
Yeah. Like
A little bit of both, maybe.
Or are the people okay, but the people that have hunting dogs, like, is that how they're trained? Is that for real?
That's for real. Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, because they have to be hungry to want to go after a pig, right? So
Wait a minute then. Are we saying that a hunting dog that attacks a person is doing enough?
no, I think it's not like that. But it's more of attacking the pig and going on the hunt, really.
Wow.
Yeah. What about you? Do you find any evil students?
Oh, thanks, man, for asking. Oh, thank you. Thank you for helping me with
You're
that
like,
segue.
well.
Okay, no, I have students, I don't see them as evil,
Yeah.
but God, some of them definitely need help.
Mhm.
Like, they don't stay in class. They like to wander around. They like to run away. They like to do whatever it is they do. And I'll be honest, like, I've told students, like, look, if you're going to leave the class and go somewhere,
Yeah.
I just got to report you as missing. I'm not going to chase after you. I got 28 other kids in here that I got to take care of.
Right.
Right. I'm not going to run. And I used to have this kid, and And he used to always like just book it out of my class. Like just he would never want to be here. And I had to ask him, like, where are you going? Right? I
Yeah.
mean, I have air conditioning, I have comfortable seating.
I have me.
Yeah, there's me. Hey, I'm the best. You want to run from this? But no, he would just always leave. He would always leave campus,
Yeah.
and like, where are you going?
Yeah.
That is so. This place has to be so terrible that you have to run away,
Yeah.
right? And like, I wouldn't say that he's evil, but he's certainly troubled.
Yeah.
He's certainly troubled. I don't know how to help a kid like that. I really don't.
Yeah.
Like, the counselors do their best, and we can't really count on parents sometimes. Parents are non-existent.
Yeah, how is that dealing with all these like parents who, I mean, do you deal with rather stupid parents?
Stupid parents, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Dumb parents. Because okay. All right. So let me talk about dumb parents for a second.
Got it.
That it is the point where not only are they incapable of handling their own child, but that is a pushing it. Because what if they're a parent that's overwhelmed, right?
Right.
Let's be real. What if they're a parent that's overwhelmed, lack of resources in the home, dad is non-existent, and what's the kid gonna do?
Right.
Right? Book it, run away, go somewhere else. And I really can't call them bad parents, but I've had some like real shit parents.
Yeah.
Where both parents are at home. They clearly either don't care about their kid and just let them do, oh, he's a good boy, she's a good girl. I'm like, no, man, your kid is clearly acting up.
Right.
Like, if you'd like to sign a piece of paper allowing me to beat your child, then let's do that. But but no, I can't do that.
No.
I kind of want to. Anyway, so then they have the helicopter parent.
Oh, I
Who is-
hate those. I hate those. Oh my God. There's even helicopter parents with animals. I totally understand what you're talking about.
Yeah. How is my dog doing? How is my son doing? Right.
There was one guy who wanted to go into the back hospital where we do like the surgeries and everything to be with his dog. And he's like, my dog has anxiety. I'm like, no, man, you do, homie.
Yeah.
The dog's fine. The dog has no idea what you're like getting crazy about.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, I mean, but for you,
Yeah, the
you
parents
actually have to talk to them.
Yeah. Like, I gotta speak English.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have high anxiety parents who are just like, my kid's getting a B. I'm like, uh-huh.
Good for you.
Right? It's great. Right? Like, what do you want? It's like, it's and they get like, well, he's getting an 88. I mean, is there any way he can get a 90? I'm like, let me ask you something. If you were about to buy, if you were going to go to the restaurant and there was a meal and it was $100 and you had $98, what do you think's going to happen? Someone's going to be like, where's my $2, man? Right? That's why first place and second place exists.
Yes, exactly.
Like, oh, I crossed the finish line 2 seconds behind the first place guy. Can I have a first place trophy? And I'll be like, no,
That's
you
not
are
how the
second
world
place. If you like a first place trophy, be first place loser.
Yeah.
That's what you are.
Yeah.
So I have parents that do that all the time. Like, 80. Come on.
Yeah.
And the kids go, what about extra credit? Or the parents go, what about extra credit? I'm like, what happened to regular credit? What happened to that? The regular.
Just doing your job.
Yeah.
Just do your job, and literally, I will give you a good grade.
Hey, you are terrible at the good. You are terrible at the regular stuff. Now you want me to give you additional stuff so you can
Yeah.
be terrible at that.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's stupid.
No, I'm not I mean, ladies and gentlemen, you can decide what kind of teacher I am for yourself. But I don't give extra credit. I don't give extra credit. I don't do late work.
You don't do late work.
I don't do late work, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what's the rule behind that? Just
Turn it in when it's due.
going back to the theory of just do your job.
Just do your job. Right? Like, if you're a NASA engineer or let's say you're a car mechanic, right? You're a car mechanic and you bring your car in for service.
Right.
And you're like, I need the brakes changed. They are done. And you're like, cool. So you're the mechanic and you fix, I don't know, 2 of them out of 4. And you're like, I'll get that, I don't know, later, I guess. No, not later.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Now. Like, what is wrong with that? What is wrong with right now?
So you've had a couple parents really upset about that?
I do. I have a parents like, well, you know, they'll say like he was late by a day, and sometimes I have to ask. I there's a genuine like, did someone fucking die?
What prohibited you from doing a very simple task?
Yeah, it's like I'm like, so I'll ask the parents like, let me why was your son late?
Yeah.
And I swear to God, the excuses some parents use, I'm not kidding, Tina. I'm not kidding. They'll say like, we were on a trip. I'm like, to a funeral? Like, or Disneyland.
Yeah.
Like, pick one.
Yeah.
And it's usually like, oh, we're on a trip and we had to see his sister in the mainland or whatever. Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. I don't.
That means absolutely nothing.
Because when I was in college and we were on these like debate tournament trips or these other trips to the mainland for sports, we had to do the work.
Right.
It wasn't like, oh, because you're on a trip, the work is excused. No, it still has to get done.
Right.
So either go on the trip or get it done on the trip. Choose.
Yeah. Do you have parents who actually you can tell they do the work for their kids? Oh God.
So but because I teach coding, I had a student who was getting straight zeros, like 0% all the way through.
How do you do that?
Not do anything. Do jack shit. When you do jack fucking shit, you get zero.
Jack shit in return.
You get jack shit in return. So this kid turned in 0, nothing, and then he turned in one project, a Python coding project in quarter 3. And I looked at it. I'm like, one, I'm surprised that you turned something in, and two, my God, it's great code. I'm like, this is theft.
You did absolutely nothing.
And I asked him, I said, hey man, did you write this? Because one, I already know the answer.
Yeah.
And it's no.
Yeah.
And two, I want to see what he was gonna say. So he said, I asked, did you do this? And he goes, I paid my friend at Kalani to do it.
He straight up told you?
Yeah.
He didn't even try to lie?
No. He basically paid his friend to write his code for him and turn it in.
Well,
Like,
then
not a
what was
parent.
the fucking point of cheating if you're not going to lie?
I don't know. But I wouldn't have given him a score anyway. I would have been like 0. Oh, speaking of cheating, let's talk about cheating. Like, this episode has no topic, folks. We're just talking about whatever we want. Let's talk about cheating. So during distance learning, we've had students who would cheat over distance learning. And I had my colleague here, she's a chemistry teacher, and she was saying, how do I handle that? Like, I don't understand. They cheat and then they come back to school and then they're like, they do terribly.
Right.
I said, this is easy. Whenever they turn in something with distance learning, give them a 0. Give them a straight, no points correct 0. And she goes, why? I'm like, because if a kid genuinely did it, that kid's going to say, why did I get a 0?
Right.
And then you'll say, oh, I must have misgraded it. Here, could you just do a couple of these problems for me in front of me right now?
Yeah, that's smart.
And if the kid does it, then the kid clearly knows it. But a lot of kids go online and cheat. Like language classes, like Spanish class or Japanese class, they just go on Google Translate and they just do the questions on Google Translate.
Oh God.
It's so easy.
Yeah. And then they don't learn anything.
No, they learn a thing. And so when it comes down to like a big oral exam or an in-person written exam, they bomb it. Of course they bomb it.
Yeah.
And so I told us, like, look, if they're bombing it in person, but they're getting stellar marks online, then clearly there's a discrepancy of grades.
Yeah.
Like, so give that kid a fucking 0.
Yeah. They earned it. So
They earned it. So let's segue away from terrible kids for a moment and let's talk a little bit about mental health. Is that okay?
Yeah, let's do
All
it.
right. So the second episode we did together was a mental health episode.
Yeah.
Oh, that was actually your episode. We did that and we talked about this are you okay sharing?
Yeah, let's do it, man. I'm open about it.
So Tina, well, I'll let Tina tell her story. I should not mansplain anything for her. That's stupid of me. I'm a moron. Please, Tina.
For most of my life, I would say that I had wild emotions. And during COVID, I did do something kind of rather wild, which was a suicide attempt. I don't know why that would be wild.
Well, that's pretty like extreme
It is.
because it makes me sad just even hearing it
Yeah.
because we're friends.
Yeah. And then I think a week later we went on the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. Like we did that show right after that.
Yeah.
And it really took me by surprise. And I think for the first time in a long time, this loudmouth person has not said a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I remember something you did that was less, it was extreme, but not as extreme as what you just said. I remember on Instagram, you bought you went to Costco.
Okay.
You got a cargo pallet with full of animal food.
Right.
And you like maxed out your card
Yeah.
to buy it.
Well, so to be clear, I'm bipolar. So after the suicide attempt, I got diagnosed as that, which totally explains all of the wildness. But yes, I do remember that, and I remember thinking, "Oh, I want to feed a dog, so I'm going to feed all the dogs at the shelter."
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the being bipolar. You have either a manic side or, your depressed side, your downside. With my manic side, I was always trying to be Superwoman in terms
Okay.
of like, oh, I can't just buy you, Howard, a lunch. I have to buy your whole class lunch, and then make sure that everything in the party is like doing great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's my manic side.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's not something that I'm ashamed of. I think everybody goes through something like that. I mean, I'm sure like you've been on your downside too.
Yeah, I mean, and I remember when we started doing our shows together, there was a point in my life, I don't know what happened. Like I got so overwhelmed.
Mhm.
And clearly this is not anything comparing to you. But I got so overwhelmed because I would have to like bring a computer, like the microphones and the cameras and all the equipment. And I felt like it stopped being fun and it
Oh,
started feeling like a job.
that sucks.
Yeah, and I was like, it's not fun anymore. So that's why I have this studio space now, is because now everything's set up. I don't
Yeah,
have
you
to-
don't have to think about it.
I just have to show up, unlock my door, and go press record.
Yeah.
Right. But how did you manage with that? How did you manage your bipolar diagnosis?
So first I had to get like a medical diagnosis from the doctor, and he prescribed me a whole bunch of pills. And that was right around the time. It's so funny, when I started my new job. Um, you know, my boyfriend was like, I know that you just went through this thing, but just go through the flow. It's not to say that they're actually going to hire you, and even if they do hire you, it's going to take a month. And then during that interview, they're like the day of the interview, they're like, "We'd like to hire you," and I was
Awesome.
like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!" Like in my mind, I was like, "No, I'm total fraud." You know what I mean? I'm really fucked up right now. But I didn't say it, and I went through it. And the reason why I bring it up is because the medication that I was on really slowed down my thinking. Like I remember, it was almost like I had dementia. So I would go into like Target, and I had no idea like why I was there. You know
You
what I
just
mean?
knew you had to be in Target and then didn't.
Right.
Like, why?
And then honestly, God bless my workplace. Like when I first started, people would call me like, "Hey, you're not here," and I'm like, "Well, what do you mean? I'm not supposed to be working today." They're like, "Yes, you are. You're supposed to be
Wow.
working." So after that, I flipped to a different medication, and it's been easy going after that. I mean, aside from the medication, I did have to be honest with my lifestyle too. I think I really relate to what you're saying about how everything felt like a job. But in terms of like being realistic, like, okay, I don't like to work with meetings and big boards and trying to like sell shit. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't like that.
That because that's what you used to do for the Humane Society, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did nonprofit work for 8 years.
And you know what? It's awesome is that you have this support network.
Yeah.
That supports you wholeheartedly. Like Patrick, I love Patrick.
But Patrick's my boyfriend. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has been supportive throughout the entire process.
He has. Yeah, that has helped a lot. It's funny, at the moment when I was doing this suicide attempt, I just wasn't thinking like, oh, people are going to miss me. I was just thinking, well, this is going to solve a problem. But after the problem, you don't realize how much your life affects other lives. So I remember my dad, I always feel awful about this. When he told my sister and my mother what I did, he was crying, and he never cries, right? So I think a lot of people don't really understand how much of an impact they make until they do something really drastic like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, if you're feeling the same way Tina is, I'll put up in the show notes, I'll mention the suicide prevention hotline and someone you can talk to. You want to talk to me, you can talk to anybody you want.
Yeah.
But we did that show, and then I remember thinking that I felt so out of place.
Right.
Because so as I feel like a stranger, I guess.
Mhm.
I feel like I don't know what to say, and I feel like if I say the wrong thing, it's bad, and nothing I can say. Like how I guess what I'm just sharing.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know how to approach it, and even that you and I've been friends for so long, we didn't communicate for a little while.
Right.
Not because of your
No.
suicide
It
attempt.
was just busy.
We're just busy times.
Yeah.
But I love seeing you happy.
Thank you, dude.
Like when I see your Instagram and you got pictures of your dogs, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And whenever I see you that you're happy, it makes me happy that you're okay.
The love is real, man. Thank
Dude,
you.
it is. We need to yell at some tourists sometime. Like just
to throw the shit around. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
yeah, just to yell at people. It's like, hey you, don't buy that shit.
yeah.
Let's move on to let's move on to now.
Yeah.
So like, you're gonna continue with this job? Like you're enjoying yourself. You're having a good time.
I love this job. I play with puppies every day. I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
How is not that awesome? How is not?
It never gets old. You think it's gonna get old? It never does.
That's what they say, folks. You should get a job that you love, right?
Well, but I realize though, and again, that goes back to the lifestyle, that I don't want to make my life about my job. And I like this job in that my managers realize this is a job. This is not your life. And I like the freedom of knowing, hey, I can focus on me, and I can
Yeah.
focus on, I think a lot of people, especially with Western cultures, they don't get to do that. You know what I mean?
What would you like to do? Like if you had
I want to do this all day with you.
Oh, nice. Ladies and gentlemen, have we told you to subscribe yet? Subscribe to this show. Help us out.
Help me out. There you go.
Help her out, man. Help her out. You're sitting there driving right now. Help her out. You're like, I can help them out. I don't know how long I'll be teaching for.
Really?
I've given myself a deadline of 2040.
No.
Yeah.
I just always, and it's funny because I've seen you in different roles in the workplace. I've always seen you as a teacher.
So, well, thank you. But see, I've so in the animal kingdom.
Okay. Oh God, where is this going?
In the animal kingdom, a lion. I want to use a gorilla analogy because I'm short. I'm stocky.
Okay.
I guess I'll use a gorilla analogy.
Right.
So I protect my territory, and the minute I can no longer protect my territory, I lose. So what I'm saying is, I think I'm trying to enact change.
Okay.
And I'm trying to be a good teacher, but every single year, behaviors are getting worse. And I know that sounds like the most stupid, dumbass, cliche thing that teachers say.
Yeah.
But I'm on the front line, and I'm telling you it is.
Is it really that bad?
It's marginal. And I'm not sure. Now I have to check myself because I'm not sure if my level of patience is going down
Yeah, I know.
or their level of bullshit is going up, or both, right? But it's gonna come to a point. And for example, we've had 13 teachers leave this year. 12 of them left because
Wow.
of their own on their own accord, and one left because he was incompetent.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but every year teachers leave, and it's always the young teachers that leave, right? They're the old bastards like me. tend to stick around until oh my god, until one day a kid says, "Hey, did you have so and so?" Like, yeah. It's like, that's my dad. I'm like, fuck you, get out.
Get out. Don't you tell me my age, you motherfucker. Stupid
How
little shit.
dare you remind me of my frailty? How dare you remind me of being trapped here forever? Oh, but no, it's like one day that's gonna happen. Like, I just had a kid graduate this past school year, and I've known him since I was a teacher at Alawai Elementary.
Yeah.
And that was weird.
Oh, that's weird.
Because I'd known him when he was a 4th and 5th grader.
Yeah.
And then now he graduated my class as a senior. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. You've seen this kid grow.
Yeah. But I have to be honest, he was a little shitbird when he was in the 5th grade. Like, let me launch you and throw you into the monkey bars for funsies. But he left here as a well-mannered child.
Good.
And he is a product of a single mother household with a bad father, abusive father.
Gotcha.
And his name is, no, I'm just kidding.
No, you better not.
I would never do that. But he matured.
Yeah.
I think more men really need to be raised by women.
I
More
agree
boys.
with that.
More boys need to be raised by women.
1000%.
Yeah. Because I see how some boys are when they're raised with just their fathers,
Mhm.
and it is terrible.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to overcompensate their macho attitude. They're trying to do all these things to make them look tougher.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I want to talk about this one kid.
Okay.
So this one kid bought this complete outfit,
Okay.
and he says, "Mr. Cam, you know how much this whole outfit was? By the way, it was gaudy. It was gaudy.
Like
I said,
Las Vegas Elvis
Yeah, it was
Presley
like-
gaudy.
It was yeah, kind of. It was matching top and bottom with the matching hat.
Oh,
It
no.
was the same print, top bottom hat.
No.
And I'm like, how much? He goes, I spent $2 on this. I'm like, $2? He goes, no, 200, $2.
And
I'm
you're like, this is why you're failing maths, by the way.
I'm like, yeah. It's like, I go, oh, well, you spent all that on that? I go, you're 15, right? He goes, yeah. I was like, are you growing? He goes, what? It's like, dude, are you growing? Like, are you gonna be that size forever? He goes, nah, man, I'm gonna lift it. I'm gonna get big. I'm like, so that's gonna be useless then, in like, let's say, a year and a half.
I love that you just take down dreams. Like, I love that you take a dream and you make it fall apart for a person.
Howard Cam, educator, dream crusher.
This is why we're friends.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but see, I have to explain to him, like $200 is a lot of money.
It
and
is, for a
I
kid.
know, yeah, and I know he comes from a family that doesn't have a lot.
Yeah.
Like, is that what you spent $200 on?
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Yeah. That's too much.
I remember one time, did I ever tell you the story when I took on like $9,500 in debt just to get a second degree?
No. What the hell?
So I took on $9,500 in debt to get a second college degree.
Yeah.
Because I knew when I got the degree, my paycheck, my annual income was going to go up by $16,000 every year.
Right.
So I'm like, so wait a minute, 2 years of my life, $9,500, but then I'm going to get paid 16 grand more every year. I'm like, that's a no brainer. That's kind of a deal,
Right.
right? You just got to put some time in.
Yeah.
And I told my students this story, and some of my students tell me, is like, why didn't you like buy a motorcycle? I'm like, what?
What the hell am I gonna do with a motorcycle?
Yeah, drive it to the homeless shelter.
Yeah.
What am I doing with this? Like, why? And they go, oh, you could have bought this. You could have bought this. You could have bought this. I'm like, no, man. I bought education.
Yeah.
I bought another degree. I put some time in. I earned this one. I go, take 16,000 and multiply it by 20. Like, that's $320,000. Oh my God, is the math right? Wait a minute. Is that right? 16.
You're asking the wrong person.
No, is that right? Okay, so 20 years multiplied by 16,000 is $320,000 for a $9,500 investment and 2 years of my life.
Yeah.
From now until I retire,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get another $320,000. That's a fucking deal.
That is a pretty good deal.
But these students are so short-sighted.
Right. I mean, they don't think about the longevity of things or anything.
Yeah. Like, let's talk about when people buy animals or adopt animals, right?
Right.
They don't think about medication,
Oh, no.
food.
No. I have people who are actually surprised that they have to pay for the vet visit.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. They're just like, wait, I have to pay for this? Yeah. Yeah. Did you think that the puppy was free for everything? Like,
It's a doctor, man. You got to pay for the doctor visit. What did you think? Wait, what did they say? They're like, so I got this dog here and it's got worms. Anyway, you take care of it. I'll pick it up later.
Well, yeah. So actually, this happened the other day. Some guy was talking to my coworker, said, something's wrong with my puppy. Same old game, like I think he has worms or something like that. But I don't have money to pay for it. And we were kind of like, so that sucks for you.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with me?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like there's a lot of people who don't really realize, like, you don't just get something, you have to work for it. You have to work towards making it better. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this. I want your honest opinion.
Okay.
Homeless people with tons of animals.
I'm actually okay with it.
Talk to me.
They actually are some of the best owners in the world. I mean, another thing too is that, like, they're always with the dog, right? Yeah. Or cat or whatever. So they're not missing any, like, playtime or anything like that. I mean, the only thing that they have a hard time with, of course, is like making sure that the dog is fed or the cat is fed. But a lot of times these homeless people, they will straight up use whatever money they have to make sure that their pet is okay. And in that respect, I totally admire that.
There's a homeless guy down the street from this studio that we're recording at right now.
Yeah.
That he has, like, I think a couple dogs, but if you look at the area of where they are, he sweeps that clean. It's the corner of Pecoy and it's under the freeway on ramp.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Dude, he sweeps his entire area spotless clean. There is not a leaf or cigarette butt anywhere on that traffic island. He cleans it.
Yeah.
And then across the street from him, there's more homeless people, trash everywhere.
Right.
Like there is a significant difference in level of care and responsibility.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 2.
Okay.
Animals in the store.
Oh man.
Okay, let's be more specific. I want you to tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Or from your opinion, if I had the correct response.
Yeah.
I was at Whole Foods. I was at Whole Foods at the food bar.
Yeah.
And a lady had her long-haired dog in a bag under her armpit.
Because that's where dogs go.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's scooping the food and putting it to her plate, and the dog is like 4 inches from the potato salad. And I muttered, "What the fuck?" And she looked at me and she walked away. Question, Tina, am I the asshole?
No, I mean, really, like, these people don't really have boundaries in terms of like where they bring their dog. I think they forget that the dog does lick their ass.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want that in your potato salad, I don't know.
Oh my God. No, I hope not.
I hope not either.
I'm pretty sure that potato salad was good, but I'm like, the dog is 4 inches from the food. You're holding your dog like a football.
Yeah.
In a bag.
Yeah.
And it's like next to the food.
There's a lot. There's a lot of that.
Like a dog in a bike store. Yeah, all right. I'm cool with that. There's no food there.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 3.
Okay.
When an owner with a dog goes to the mall and the dog pisses on the pole, how do you feel about that?
You're gonna freaking hate me. I am one of those people
That
allow it.
All right. Hey, no judgments, man.
I mean,
Just asking.
I'm getting the judgy eyes a little bit.
A little bit.
Just a little.
Because I have a resting bitch face, and that's the way I always look. Okay, all right. I'm judging a little. You know why?
Why?
Because I see that at Al Moana sometimes. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh my God. So you know this. I take care of my friend's dog, Sasha, on Monday.
That's not your dog?
That's not my dog.
Oh, the whole time I thought it was your dog.
No, it's not my dog. I just babysit her.
Oh, you're a good person.
I really am. I mean, I love the dog.
Yeah.
And so we go to Ala Moana like every Monday. And there was this one time where, have you ever heard about dogs' anal glands being so full?
You have to express them?
Yeah. So her anal glands were full and I had no idea. And like right in front of Bulgari or whatever rich store it
Yeah.
is, she started scooting her ass while there were people around. And I remember there was these two people who were on the side, and they were chatting and everything. And then as soon as that happened, and like she had like diarrhea and everything in front of like this
Yeah.
store,
Yeah.
everybody was like, "So we're gonna leave." Like, and I was like, "Why did you do this here?"
Because Sasha knew that's a pretentious bullshit store.
Yeah, she was all like, "Fuck the corporate world.
you don't need this shit.
You don't need this shit.
You don't need this shit.
Capitalism."
Here's some shit for you. Here, you want this?
Yeah. So, am I one of those people? I definitely am. And
All right.
yeah, you have a right to judge me.
Well, I was like, so in my perspective, I'm like, hey man, like take your dog to the dog park.
Yeah.
That's what they're for. Yeah. Right? Take your dog to the beach. You know, certain dogs can't be at certain beaches.
What do you
I'm
mean?
a little too judgy. Like they can't be at Almona Beach Park.
What do you mean? Like types of dogs? Like
No,
certain-
dogs,
Oh,
pets.
oh yeah.
Yeah. But you know, I was like, I'll be honest. I used to be really angry about that. Like you can't, like people bringing their dogs to the beach. I'm like, hey man, if you're gonna pick up your dog shit, then let your dog play.
Yeah.
Your dog's not biting a kid. It's not stealing my lunch. And you're picking up his shit.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I will say I am that person who will pick it up no matter what. You know what I mean? Like I mean, even when she had her little scoot, thing,
Yeah.
I cleaned the whole thing up.
You're a responsible person.
I try to be, man. I try to be.
But Sasha did it the right place.
Oh, absolutely.
There's a store at Almoana that sounds like a herpes medicine. It's like Valexa,
Alexa.
Valtrexa. I don't know. Okay. This is like way off topic. I just want to talk about it really quick with you.
Okay.
I don't care if we're being recorded. But there's a store that sounds like a herpes med. Like some of these stores sound like herpes meds.
Oh, totally.
Like
Bulgari.
yeah. I swear it sounds like Valexa or Valtrexa. And I looked at it. I'm like, I'm not interested in shopping at this store at all.
Yeah.
It's like a pretentious store that sounds like a herpes med.
Well, and then you look at these stores, right? And they're all spread out to make you feel so uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like when you go in there, you have like that one person who's
There's a
following you.
line.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, totally.
There's a line to a store and there's like 3 people in there. Like, you pretentious pricks. I don't.
I'm assuming that you're not a man of name brands.
I am not. Look, I wear clothes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you how I get my clothes. If there's a sporting or a volunteer event, I'll go to it just to get the free T-shirt.
You shop as a volunteer.
You need a beach cleaned up? Is there a T-shirt involved?
Done.
You got a size large? I'm there.
Need to hide a body? Is there a T-shirt
Yeah.
involved?
Oh, you got a T-shirt? I did the great body height of 2021. That's my T-shirt, right? Because I'm poor. Well, I'm a high school teacher.
You got a teacher salary.
But I have teacher salary, but I love not being tied down with brand name shit.
Wow.
But look at this entire studio. It's full of brand name equipment.
That's true. That's true.
Because I'm never going to have to replace this. This won't go out of style for 20 years, 15 years,
True. Yeah.
10 years. I don't know how many years.
And
I'm just making excuses.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's good quality.
Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to wrap this show up. And Tina, I want to thank you very much.
Thank you, dude.
I love you.
I love you too,
I
man.
really miss you.
This has been like a real like treat just to like hang out.
We're not done, by the way. We're going to do more shows.
Are we?
Absolutely.
Yes. I'm into it.
Yeah, let's do more of these.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm really sorry that I totally went off topic and just talked about whatever the hell I wanted to talk about.
But this is literally how we talk
Yeah.
just in between. Like we'll go from dead dogs to
Yeah.
Bulgari.
Yeah. Yeah. You basically sat in on a conversation between 2 friends.
Yeah.
That's what you did.
Yeah, you did.
But you know what? Thank you very much for listening today. I want to thank Tina for being a part of my life and a part of this show.
All right, man.
And you'll hear more of her later. If you haven't subscribed to the show, please do. We're on iTunes, Apple. No, that's the same thing. iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Pocket Casts.
You're everywhere.
I'm trying to be.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you later. Aloha.